Yes, Miss Laura Roy, been here quite a while. Tried 25 years with a great big smile. She is just a peach, straight beyond all reach. PRC shows her work without fail. And friends come out, take the entrance ride. Seeing ALC, a while comes forth as they arrive. Better surely come, let us not stay long. PRC shows her work without fail. And oh, the comforting feeling, just to know she's always around. Busy, but never too busy. When needs arise, she can always be found. She's a leader, there's no question. There are many laurels she can surely rest upon. Let us follow her, now applaud her. PRC shows her work without fail. Laura Roy, here's to you, whom we hail.
Finally, the Passavant community would like to take this opportunity to humbly show our appreciation for Laura Roy. For the past 25 years, you have led and grown this loving community. Your grace and dedication reflect everything you touch. From the residents who call this community home, we say thank you, we appreciate you. Please accept this token of our gratitude. She's very angry now. She doesn't like questions. I don't know if she wants to say.
Oh, well, I said to not do anything, so.
We did.
Yeah, you didn't. I love the song, I can't, anyway. I have no words, so,
It's okay.
thanks. It's a privilege.
All right, time for food.
Good morning, or afternoon, or evening Passavant. Thank you for tuning in for our June 23rd Monday Morning Madness with me, Betty Allen, and Max laying down here, the Wonder Dog, where you can't see him because we are on location in the train room. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you about upcoming activities and events on and around our cool campus. There is so much to hear. You might want to take notes or listen again when it's broadcast or on YouTube. You can hear Monday Morning Madness each Monday at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. Quick note about Max the Wonder Dog. He now has a cute dog friend named Teddy Bear, and I have video of them getting to know each other. In fact, that's his only dog friend at the moment. But anyway, they do seem to be friends. Except for news on Max, you can find most of these announcements with details daily on Channel 900 and in Life and Times every other Monday, as well as our current Aspire catalog. the summer one, that features the train room on the cover. That's why we're here. By the way, do you know who the Handsome Railroad Men are on the cover? If you do, please send me a note when you find out, as it seems I'm always at an appointment or something from 9 to 12 a.m. when it's open. Seriously, plan to visit the train room. Since the conductor hat, all aboard, we're visiting the train room. And you'll see all the new things and old things that are happening in here. And behind me, you can see this elaborate village, town, whatever we want to call it, that this train system goes through. They really put a lot of time into making it authentic and the best you've ever seen anywhere. And it is the best I've ever seen, and I've seen some other train rooms at other places. They also, though, need your help right now, because they are creating a collector's wall of metal train signs for only $10 or $15 each. So come choose the one that you want to donate. There's a big 3-ring binder with pages of them. I'm hoping to find one for the train I took to see my aunt in South Carolina when we lived in Virginia Beach when I was about 14 years old. Now here's an example of one of them. And this is for a particular railroad system. And then they have those cute signs like this one. This is one of my favorites. When you stop believing in Santa, you get underwear, no trains. So think about how many trains you got way back when you were young. And now, even more news you can use. Can you believe that June is almost over? I heard that next week will definitely bring some real summer weather, including more rain. I'm sure Max the Wonder Dog is glad he got his summer cut, and maybe we can get a shot of him in a little bit. He's sniffing around right now. Anyway, because he was starting to get hot on the few hot days we had. So now his summer cut is going to help him stay cool whether he's in the shade or not. Did you get a summer cut too? I think Owen did. His summer cut looks pretty good too. Anyway, as you will hear in the next few minutes, there are oodles of opportunities for you to stay cool or enjoy the summer weather. Did I just use the word cool 3 times or more? Oh my. You know, the first person to tell me, text me, or email me how many times I said cool during these announcements will get a cool prize from me. My email and phone number is in the resident directory, Betty Allen. Please note, all of the events I will mention, as well as contact numbers, can be found in the Life and Times, the Aspire catalog, as well as our 900 channel, which runs announcements 24 hours a day. So there is no excuse for you not enjoying at least a few of the activities or events that are just a few steps from your home. And now the yummiest announcement we've got. Monday, June 23rd, yes, that's today, there is a Wittenberg luau on display. Remember, you don't have to live there to eat there. Just call dining to reserve your spot. Get more info in the dining packet, including Be Well info about spices and herbs. I'm wondering which spices and herbs they use for the luau. Also today, June 23rd, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Shoal, there is a Seniors for Safe Driving class. It is classroom instruction only with no exam at the end, which is amazing. Since attendance lowers the cost of auto insurance for 3 years. This Friday, June 27th, yes, that's this week. Lowers your insurance for 3 years. So you will save much more than $17 on your car insurance. I usually take that class every 3 years just so I can save on my car insurance. And if you didn't sign up, you might still be allowed to attend. Just make sure to take $17 with you to pay for the course. Now, next thing, Face to Face with Laura is coming up soon. When? This Friday, June 27th. Yes, that's this week. What is Face to Face with Laura? Someone asked me one day. Well, simply put, it is a time of open discussion with Laura Roy, our amazing executive director, about things of interest concerning our Passavant community. It is how she meets with all of us, face to face, so to speak, but at the same time. Now, of course, she could just record a video to be shown on 900, but she prefers to meet with us face to face in person, so then she can answer any questions or concerns we may have in, quote, real time. So, make sure you put this Friday, June 27th, on your calendar right now so you won't forget. And also, it's at 3:30. Don't forget the time. Again, this Friday, June 27th at 3:30 p.m. in Shoal. Make sure you write down questions you want to ask ahead of time if you have some, so you won't forget your questions while you listen to other people's questions. And I usually take a small notebook to take notes on in case I forget something important I want to remember for a while or something I want to say. And now, we have the second yummiest announcement of the day. Be sure you reserve your spot at the 4th of July buffet in Shoal. Open seating is from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. The buffet will be only $20 per person. That's reasonable for a buffet. Call extension 3590 to reserve your spot soon. All details, again, are in the Life and Times and the dining packet. So, now we move along to a different topic. Think back to your childhood. Did you always want to attend Bible camp in the summer as a kid, but never got the chance? Well, now you can. Seaman Memorial Evangelical Lutheran Church invites you to attend. It happens from 1:30 to 3 p.m. on Monday, July 7th, and continues on July 14th, July 21st, July 28th, and August 4th. So you don't have to go every day for a week like back in my day when I went to it as a child. It's spread out to give you more time. This is your chance, though, to hear exciting Bible stories and have all the fun and music you missed as a child or would like to experience again, just as if you were still a child. By the way, do you know that Seaman Memorial Chapel is open 24 hours each day, which makes it available for private prayer and meditation whenever you feel the need? It is a very quiet and serene place to pray and have some quiet time with God, especially if you have decisions to make, are feeling out of sorts, or not your usual self. Just try it sometime. Now, how about doing some creative writing during the summer? That class will meet at 3:15, which is a time change, on Tuesdays in the Creative Arts Room for about an hour or so. It will certainly inspire you to do some writing. There's more information again in the Aspire catalog. The next meeting will not be until Tuesday, July 1st. There are also other artistic or creative classes listed in that same catalog that you might enjoy, especially during the summer when you want to stay cool and do something. There's something for everyone. Be sure to check them all out. In case you didn't notice, MMC Land Company continues to work at Passavant in June, July, and August. The schedule is in the Life and Times. With that in mind, do you enjoy being outdoors? Please notice our wonderful 3 garden areas around the Abundant Life Center, which have a variety of blooming plants already at this time. More volunteers are still needed to help keep them beautiful for the rest of the summer. You know, my favorite ones are those hydrangea bushes that are now just starting to bloom with the big blue, purple, or pink blooms. They are gorgeous. For details on how you can help keep watering or weeding, call Tony Baldwin at 724-272-2353. Again, 724-272-2353. And I'm sure you probably would make up your own schedule as far as helping goes. The thing to think about is not only will you be beautifying our community for all to see, as well as visitors, you will also be getting a little bit of exercise, which is an added bonus. And now, here's an update for ladies. Next Ladies' Night Out. Oh my goodness, look what I've got here. Woo. And I have one from Max, but you can't see him. Here's his little hat. Anyway, so this will be Wednesday, July 9th in Shoal at 5 p.m. for social time and 5:30 dinner or supper, depending on where you were raised. Now, can you guess what the theme might be? It is Jumpin' July, cha-cha-cha. And I don't have a real maraca, but I made this one. And can you guess the menu? The sign-up sheet, I'm gonna let that be a secret till you sign up. The sign-up sheet will be at the greeter's desk lobby in ALC, which begins next Monday, June 30th at 8 a.m. through July 1st at 5 p.m. So put that on your calendar, as it's only 2 days that you can actually sign up. I'm sorry. Let's see, what else have I got here? Okay. Watch the Life and Times and upcoming Monday Madness for more details. Heads up again, the Passivant Book Clubs will take a summer break for June, July, and August. Hopefully you can enjoy reading some books you've always wanted to read during the summer, not ones that the book club decides everybody will read. You know, our library has tons to choose from. Be ready to share what you read at the September meeting. Now that reminds me of when I was a teen, maybe a preteen, just entered into the teens. I used to read books like Gone with the Wind, which I read more than once during the summer vacations. I wonder if it is still 1,000 pages long. You know, it's a good thing when I think about it that I read it then, as my hands and arms definitely wouldn't be able to hold the book that big now. Has anyone read it recently? It is still the best historical fiction book I ever read. So maybe you can read books you've always wanted to read this summer that will become your favorite book of all times. I hope so. Did you hear this bit of news? Classical music is also taking a break for the summer. And I hate to be the bearer of more bad news, but the history hobo, whom we all enjoy, will not be back until July. That's not too far away. Please also check Life and Times and the Aspire catalog for information on the following. I'm going to run through these quickly because you can find more information about them. NAMI Family Support, 5:30 p.m., July 8th, Beatitudes Room. Yakety Yak, Don't Talk Back Group, July 9th, 10 a.m. in the Music Room. Wellness Field Day, that's a good one to check out, on Friday, July 11th. Neuropathy Seminar on Wednesday, July 16th at 1:30 in Shoal. Max, go sit down. Now, there's a Passivant Clergy and Spouses Luncheon, July 8th at 1 p.m. Max, we're not barking. If you all know Max, you know he's a barker. There's Main Street Market, Friday, June 27th. You can always get neat things there from 11 to 1. Of course, Busy Hands, June 23rd, 1 to 2 p.m., and June 25th, 6 to 8 p.m. That's a morning or an afternoon, and an evening session. And they don't only just sit there and crochet and needlepoint and knit. They have a good time of conversation with each other while they're doing it. I dropped in on them the other day. Bridge Club game and class opportunities. Check out page 11 in Life and Times. Polka, Canasta, and Mahjong, page 12 in Life and Times. And then we have these entertainers coming. Dwayne Davis, Pat Septak, Michael Sadecki, who's called the Human Jukebox, by the way, all on page 15 for information on them. And also look for updates in Life and Times and our beauty shops. The next item will certainly make you hot to trot to the Gently Used shop. Again, this beautiful shirt I'm wearing was purchased there last year. That shop is like the traveling salesman back in the early West. They carry almost anything you might want or need in the way of clothes and household items. Gently Used will now be open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays during the summer. Wow, 3 days instead of 2. That's remarkable since other groups here are taking a summer break. Come on, Max, no more barking. Come over here and sit. Donations will still be taken only on Tuesday and Thursday. Browsing there will really cool you off too, as you get some really cool deals there. To be even cooler, you might want to volunteer to be a sales associate. That would be a cool job. You know, that end of the building is much cooler than the other end. I have to tell you that. Alrighty. Now, all you need to do if you want to be a sales associate is call Linda Shanka at 724-636-5790. Max, what did you say just then? He says, "Okay, Mom, you mentioned enough cool stuff." Ditto for our passive and auxiliary gift shop, where you can also find a treasure of cool things. Sorry, Max, I just couldn't resist saying it. Word cool, because I'm so cool in this train room. They are open at the gift shop from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Mondays through Friday. They carry a wide assortment of merchandise, from unique gifts, jewelry, to things like toothpaste, dog treats for Max, soap, crayons, pens, all kinds of things. If you can't find something you are looking for, just ask Nancy Fleming, the manager, and she will try to get it. No need driving down the road in the heat to pick up some of these items that you can pick up here just walking into the gift shop. Anyway, so try the cool gift shop before driving somewhere. They too need volunteers. Contact Nancy Fleming at 724-709-1399. 724-709-1399, and she will try to get whatever you need. Did you know that the auxiliary uses profits to purchase items to help all of us? The most recent item I am the most thankful for is the automatic door going into the swimming pool. When using a walker, cane, etc., and carrying towels or a pool bag, it's so nice not to have to struggle with the door and risk losing our balance or falling down. All we do now is push the button and the door magically opens. Please thank any members of the auxiliary you know or meet for all the good they do here for us. And now, a reminder, again, to check Life and Times for opportunities to learn to play several games, such as bridge, polka, canasta, and more. Also note that Mahjong will be taking a break during the summer. Remember to check out Wittenberg activities listed in Life and Times for even more opportunity, also including games to enjoy and again, keep you cool. Did you go to the last game night at Shoal? Many of us are praying that the powers that be will organize another game night soon, since the last one was such a huge success and loads of fun. Hint, hint, I mentioned this last month with no response. However, as an alternative, we could all sign up to attend some of the games at Wittenberg Place, just a few steps over there, to play with our friends there on a summer evening. Might be enjoyable and, of course, cool. Remember, any Passivant resident may attend Wittenberg activities by calling Arlene Mawhinney at 724-452-3681 to place your name on the attendance list. I repeat, you don't have to live at Wittenberg to attend their activities. Call 724-452-3681 to get on their attendance list. People living there are always a friendly bunch of people who welcome new friends. Whether you live at Wittenberg or not, just remember, there's an entire page of resident opportunities at Wittenberg listed in the Life and Times. Don't repeat this, but I hear they now have a ladies' tea party all the time. You might want to look into that, ladies. Would you like to learn to play the ukulele? The next session is July 2nd at 11 a.m. in the music room. Call Sandy Faulkner at 412-979-2388 for information. We could certainly use you talented players for our next luau, whenever that may be. By the way, Sandy's cute dog Teddy Bear is the one that's Max's new dog friend. Actually, his only dog friend. Bonjour, ooh la la. How about learning some more French? Check it out on June 26 and July 10 and at 11 a.m. in the Creative Arts Room. Call Sandy again at 412-979-2388 for info. Did you hear Max? He says, I want to learn French. Listen, do you hear anything else? Like across the hall or next door? I just realized there's no noise coming from our library. Ooh, they are already finished reorganizing. Be sure to check the information in the June 16 Life and Times and then visit to see all the improvements for yourself. You know, they even put a diagram in Life and Times that depicts all the changes there. Bravo for our hard-working librarians who volunteer their services to provide us with such a wonderful library right here at Passivant, where everybody walks past it almost every day. Make sure you ooh and ah over the changes and thank them in person. Did you know you can donate books you no longer need to them? I've given them tons of books. Now, don't forget to join your friends for one or more of the upcoming 17 Aspire Wellness trips, all listed in the Aspire catalog between now and December. Be sure to sign up for these trips before they are full as soon as possible in the fitness center. I'm sure there is something there that appeals to all of you. Hopefully, there are still openings for the trips you might be interested in. Don't wait, or it will be too late. Okay, are you missing your home church, which is now far away? There are 5 Sunday worship services here, plus other meetings during the week that you can attend. You will be welcome to each one. All are listed in the Life and Times, but here is a very quick recap. Seaman Memorial Church invites you to choose from 3 Sunday worship services here, plus some other meetings during the week that you can attend. You will be welcome to each one. All are listed in Life and Times. For instance, they invite you to come to New Haven at 9:15 a.m., which will suit you early risers for sure. Then, the Seaman Chapel service, which is the one that's broadcast live on Channel 900, thanks to Owen. at 10:30 a.m. And last but not least, especially for those who like to sleep in a bit, maybe had a late night, Wittenberg Place service starts at 10:45. Now, each of the three congregations look forward to meeting and welcoming new people. So come and worship, experience a powerful service filled with worship, prayer, music, and fellowship. They also have Holy Communion the second and fourth Sunday each month. In addition, special funeral, memorial, and other services can be scheduled by contacting Pastor Frida at extension 3594. You can also just call the lobby and they will get the extension to her for you. Another thing to think about is if your sleep schedule changes, like one day you sleep late, next day you get up early, you can alternate between services when needed. You don't have to attend the same one each week. Now, there are other worship services here at Passavant in addition to Lutheran. Our residents are of many different faiths. Therefore, there are other worship opportunities on campus as well as in nearby communities. All are listed on page 2 of the Life and Times, and I will mention a few now. That being said, Seaman Chapel is also home to the Passavant Community Gathering. It is a non-denominational worship service whose motto is adding years to life through Christ. You are invited to join them in singing your favorite hymns, old and new, and also hear the scriptures and various local pastors who provide touching and Christ-centered messages. They meet at 2 p.m. the second and fourth Sundays of the month. The upcoming services are July 13 with Pastor Goetz and July 27th with Pastor Ken Wilson. Catholic confessions and Mass are held several times and locations also. Check page 2 of the Life and Times for those. Thank you again for watching this edition of Monday Morning Madness. If you missed any of the information, you can hear it again at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. You can also find all the information mentioned on the Channel 900 slides and the Life and Times or the Aspire catalog available in the Fitness Center. Monday Madness can be watched again on YouTube if you missed the other sessions that I mentioned earlier. As I've said before, there is something for everyone living here at Passavant to enjoy or to learn or to be inspired by. Oops. I mean, it's in the Aspire catalog. Please continue to watch 900 throughout the week for daily updates or cancellations. And you know, we're always looking for individuals who would like to read these announcements. If you are interested, just stop by the Media Services office next to the Creamery and speak with Owen, the handsome young dude with the black hair and beard and mustache most of the time. There is also, and he's tall too, there is also a sign-up sheet on his door when he's not available if you're interested. Just so you know, Monday Madness is recorded ahead of time, so be sure to watch 900 for any new information that arises after its broadcast. And you don't have to memorize a thing, just read it from the script. Max and I hope you enjoy using all this news. It's really been a pleasure bringing it to you. Just remember, you can also find it and more again. Where? In the Current Life and Times on 900. And you can also listen to Monday Madness again on YouTube. Now, I always leave you with a nugget of wisdom for all of us, including me. This one came from Life's Little Instruction Book. And it is this: never underestimate the power of a kind word. Au revoir till next time. Betty Allen and Max the Wonder Dog down here barking every once in a while, signing off. Thank you for joining us.
This is our live birth of praying mantis. Newborns. We've been waiting for average temperatures of 70 degrees during the day. So this is
Oh my goodness.
June 8th, 2025. And this is a phenomenal thing we've never witnessed before, but thought you might find it interesting, because we do. Look at them.
Oh my goodness.
And they're all over the wire.
Oh, I see.
See
yes,
'em?
yes, yes.
There's
Oh, they're
little
dropping to
ones.
the ground.
and they're going wherever
They're tiny. I wonder.
they're all over the place. Down there crawling around. Must be 100 of them. I don't know. Well, that's it for now, folks.
Where we all, we would, okay, I just,
It was a
it's running a little slow. Can we speed it up just a little bit? That was a good try, isn't it?
724-452-33, I'm sorry, or 724.
Stay warm and have a great week.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. The ambulance didn't come for either one of us.
Las Vegas tomorrow, March the.
And these are the current announcements.
Today, March 18th. Oh, I missed it. Come.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
724-452-3594 or 724-452, and I missed the last four numbers. Sorry about that, fellas.
Volunteers are needed to transport nursing students and send to
She's going to start that way. You can use either one.
Okay. Hello. Oh. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I think it's a little too slow, though.
Okay, here we go. 2 pairs of the flip-flops.
I read that.
Yep.
It was happening more and more. Eloise seemed to notice how events seemed to happen more and more in her favor. The questions on her third grade test were the ones she studied for and not the ones she passed up. The blister on her heel healed only in hours. Her little brother was inexplicably kind to her. Her classmate Laura became her BFF, something she'd wanted for a long time. Her mother told her when she was only 6 that special things would happen to certain women in her family, and they would usually begin about the age 10. Eloise had turned 10 just last February. Eloise had always been a good girl, going to church, getting all A's in school, being kind to others, and being very helpful to her mother. Oh yeah, she sometimes did naughty things, or naughty thing or two, like when she cut holes in her brother's socks because he'd made fun of her in front of her friends at school. But such bad episodes were rare. When she asked her mother why she was so fortunate, her mother said it was time for the talk. Seemed a long, long, long time ago, her great-great-great-great-grandmother had done a special service for a spirit woman whose daughter was kept in prison by a wizard, an unholy wretch of a creature. That's all I got, but the plot could go anywhere from here. One thing I was thinking of is that she rejects all that magical stuff. She lives her life. She has children, and her mother dies, and she's reading her mother's last letter. Her mother tells her, "You're the one. You can't deny it anymore. You have to face the wizard and rescue the girl." And she does.
Awesome. I think you need to continue writing. So you have the story here.
Emily, I didn't want to go. You have been the best friend and lover anyone could ever want. But our love cannot continue because I will not continue as the man you love. I told you on Tuesday that I was seeing a doctor. He says words that were terrible, words that pierced my soul. You have Huntington's. You have an incurable disease that where your body and your brain will deteriorate to the end. I sat mute. He said, "Do you understand?" "Hell," I managed to mutter. "My life is over, but my better life with Emily is over. How can I tell her? Or should I just go?" I have to go. Even though I love you, I have to go for you to have your best life. Helen.
A voice from the past. It was 7:30 when I went to the garden one summer morning. I wanted to get the peas picked early. They needed to be shelled and then prepared for the freezer. There was a chance of a thunderstorm later in the day. The peas had to be picked before they became too ripe. When I had picked a handful, or about 5 of the green pods, I heard a voice. I looked up, to the left and to the right. I even twisted around so I could see behind me. I saw no one. I must tell you not what I know while I can and before I die. I could feel my pods being pulled away, so I knew it was time. I looked at the leafy plant I was holding in my hands. It was not moving. "This place was not always a vegetable garden," said the voice. "Many, many years ago, trees grew here, maple, oak, and elm. There were saplings and grass beneath them. Deer grazed on the grass, and rabbits nibbled at the tender green shoots of young trees. Moccasined feet ran above me. At one time, wooden tools and hands pulled on me. Corn was planted along with beans and squash. Once I felt a gentle thud on me. A deer fell on me. Moccasin feet came and pulled it away. Then no more corn was planted. Later, no moccasin feet passed over me. Eventually, I heard sharp, hard sounds like something hitting the trees above me. That was followed by the heavy crashing. The feet above me were shod and heavy. They dragged the trees away. I could hear voices in the distance. Logs were dragged over me to a point nearby where they were being used. Now a cow and a mule grazed on the grass in green shoots. The following spring, the mule pulled a metal tool with a V shape through me. I was raked until I was like fine sand. Corn, beans, and squash were again planted in me. The warm sunlight and falling rain caused them to grow. Later, wheat and oats were planted here in me. Sometimes for a whole summer there would be grasses here, clover, alfalfa, timothy, or a mixture. I thought about what the voice was telling me. I knew eventually it had to tell about my great-great-grandfather coming here. The voice went on. As the years elapsed, creatures with low, deep voices I could hear. Horses came to graze and then pull metal objects over me. The metal objects rolled. They had wheels. Sometimes small, bare feet scampered above. Then a very heavy and noisy device rolled over me. It traveled above, then away, then near and away again. Trees never grew here again. Recently, I was turned over by a huge V-shaped piece of metal, pulled by the noisy, heavy contraption with wheels. This noisy contraption then pulled a lighter device with teeth that broke me apart. I was being smoothed over by gentle hands. Shallow furrows were made. Small seeds were dropped in them. The shod of feet were lighter, and the voice was softer and higher. Lettuce and peas were grown along with the beans and squash. A white powder was scattered with the seeds. So that is what I had been told by others who lived here before I did. I had finished picking the peas. I was saddened to realize I would not hear this voice again. Next spring, I'll plant peas again, and I will listen for a voice when I pick them.
Fat Jack, true miracle. My mother was the youngest of 6 children. She was 10 years younger than her 2 oldest girl siblings, who were both blind as infants. The girls, as we referred to them even when they were in their 80s, lived with my grandparents until my grandmother passed away. Spending so much of my young childhood at my grandparents', my aunts, Judy and Esther, were very special to me, as I was equally to them. I was always fascinated how they managed even though they couldn't see. They both had the opportunity to go away for schooling, but Esther had to come home as she was very frail and couldn't be taught the fundamentals, as Judy, the older sister, learned to read and write in Braille and went out into the community and sang solos for different organizations. Esther, on the other hand, was very fragile. She was born very premature, had seizures and serious problems as an infant. Apparently, she wasn't supposed to live beyond a teenager, which proved to be her first miracle, as she lived almost to 90. I remember as a child, they both would like to feel the material of a new dress I would be wearing, or if my mom curled my hair, they liked to feel my curls or pat me on the head. One day, the first of a new year, I was visiting, and Esther mentioned that my birthday in April was on a Friday. Being a child, That didn't mean a whole lot to me. But my mom said she always had been able to tell the family what days their birthdays would fall on. Later in life, while I was in her company, we would test her with a multi-year calendar, and she never missed a beat. A true phenomenon. She was given a true miracle. This was strictly a family affair, but it was her gift. She had no idea how she did this, having never seen a calculator, a calendar, or a number. She didn't have any system going on. She would just blurt out days of the weeks for all of us to know.
Whoa, well, that's very cool.
My dearest Susan, I just want you to know that a nurse who is caring for me and other men is writing this letter. At the Battle of Richmond, I was knocked down by a fiery piece of equipment. I had severe burns on my back and left arm. I had been hospitalized in a large mansion. I am healing, but it is taking a long time. Please try not to worry. I am hoping to be moved in the near future closer to Washington. Love you with all my heart.
Oh, that was great. Wow. I'm always amazed by what beautiful stories you guys can write in 8 minutes. And I love the detail that the nurse was writing it for him, because I feel like that shows us so much that you didn't have to tell us, about what state he's in.
Shortly after we were married, my husband was sent to Vietnam, and we wrote every day. So I still have his letters. Dear Susan, another malaria pill bound. Time is moving on. I will never get used to this heat. It will be good to get home and not have to sleep surrounded by netting. Sergeant Kramer is off on R&R. He met his wife in Hawaii. We miss him. I went to the headquarters of the South Vietnamese unit that is located down the road about 10 miles. Their office equipment was not as advanced as ours. We ate in their mess hall. We had rice and vegetables for lunch. The security was good. There were guards on the perimeter of their post. I am looking forward to my R&R when I can see you. Love, Daniel. So, he was invited to the home of one of the Vietnamese officers, and he had pictures of it.
Dear Nancy, by now you may have forgotten me and moved on with your life. I wouldn't blame you. But let me explain. The day we spent in San Diego 5 years ago was one of the happiest days of my life. Do you remember our dinner at Luigi's? We went there after spending a day at the San Diego Zoo. Going to Luigi's wasn't accidental, but planned. Franco, the brother of Luigi, had worked with me at the CIA, and I had suddenly disappeared during an investigation. He was in possession of some very valuable secrets, and it was suspected he had become part of an espionage ring. I couldn't believe that. Knowing him as well as I did. So I planned to visit his brother Luigi to find out anything I could. So when you suggested going to San Diego, it fit right in with my plan. When I introduced myself to Luigi, he looked very suspicious and became nervous. "Leave it alone," he said. "Leave it alone." When we left the restaurant, I knew we were being followed. I brought you back to our hotels and then went downstairs for a drink. And that was the last time you saw me. I am so sorry, but threats were made on your life if I didn't cooperate.
Want to hear more on that? Where the days go?
We may have to hear about that.
Yeah. I want to know what she needs to leave alone. I like the dialogue in there too.